Tonight, all eyes on the Taal volcano, spewing ash and lava. Experts warning an explosive eruption could be days, even hours away.
Ash and steam have been spewing from the Taal volcano since Sunday. Now lava has started to flow and officials fear a more violent eruption is imminent.
The volcano, called Taal, also forced the shutdown of Manila's international airport.
Even with the threat of the Taal volcano erupting in the Philippines, I still decided to leave for my journey to Taiwan, not knowing if I would eventually be able to make it to Manila. I had planned for 3 full days in Taiwan to find my great-uncle's mountain. This was my first time leaving South Korea since I arrived back in July, so I was nervous but very excited. As we flew above South Korea, I couldn't help but think about the Taal volcano and how it might threaten my journey. Even with this new threat, though, I wasn't scared because I trusted everything would work out in the end. From up so high, our problems always seem so small. As the flight continued, I thought a lot about how my great-uncle must have felt on his last flight. The plane crash had been caused by a combination of fog, rain, and ice. My plane entered into similar foggy conditions on the way to Taiwan, but not even that scared me. My only fear was that I wouldn't be able to find the mountain when my great-uncle passed away so many years ago. It was going to be difficult to find the correct mountain because all of the mountain names had been changed after World War II. Under Japanese colonization, Taiwan was known as Formosa, and all of the towns, cities, streets, and even mountains had been given Japanese names. If I wanted to find the mountain where my great-uncle died, I was going to need to find someone who could tell me which mountain was the correct one. I tried to search online for the names that had been provided in my great-uncle's final report, but I did not have much luck. The northern part of Taiwan during Japanese colonization was known as the Taihoku province, though, and I was eventually able to track down an original map of the area. It was on this map that I was able to locate Sokai, which the mountain was supposed to be near. I soon learned, however, that there are a lot of mountains in Taiwan. A lot. I still was determined to track down the right one, though, which meant that I was going to need to find someone who could help me find my Mount Sozan. As we completed the journey to Taiwan, I was hopeful that I would find it. I had come all this way to honor my great-uncle, and I wanted to do it to the best of my ability. When we finally landed, I was beyond excited for everything that was still to come. I had made it. It was 2 in the morning when we landed, so I took a taxi from the airport to my Airbnb. On the drive into the city of Taipei, I couldn't help but feel so thankful to be alive. In my very first vlog, I'd quoted Paul's words to Timothy, in which he said, "We have not been given a spirit of fear, but of power, and love, and self-control." And now, I was continuing to live that out. I reunited with my friend Molly, who was also a part of the Fulbright cohort in South Korea, and who I plan to spend most of my time in Taiwan with.
The National Taiwan Museum and the Peace Park.
We made our way to the National Taiwan Museum, where I was hoping to find someone who could help me track down Mount Sozan. While in the museum, I tried making one of those origami flowers and learned there really are some things that have no hope whatsoever.
Doing good, bud.
We eventually were able to find a man in the museum who spoke English, so we showed him the report and asked him if he could help us find Mount Sozan. His name just so happened to also be William, the same as my father and my great-uncle.
Yeah, this is probably the name during Japanese colonial time, which I can't find a current modern Taiwanese name of it, so sorry. I can't.
That's all right. Thank you for helping us look.
Do you mind if I take a picture of the article?
Not at all.
And if I find out anything, I can try to let you know.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
After leaving the museum, we decided to hit the city to eat some incredible food and celebrate the Lunar New Year in Taipei. Happy Lunar New Year!
Amazing! Yay!
So today was our first full day here in Taiwan, and we didn't have much luck trying to find the location of the mountain that my great-uncle William passed away on. But we did meet a man at the National Taiwan Museum who gave us his card. And I'm gonna email him tonight to try to find out more information. He said that he's going to look up and try to find which mountain exactly it was here in Taiwan, because they've changed all of the names of the mountains since the Japanese colonization period, which was right after when World War II ended, and of course they've changed all those mountains now. But we are going to track down where this mountain is so that we can go to the final resting place of my great-uncle. So, wish us luck with that. On the morning of January 20th, we set out to explore more of Taiwan.
When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and the depths of the river shall not overwhelm. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. I am the Lord. I am the Lord. And there is nothing to fear, nothing to fear, there is nothing to fear, nothing to fear, for I am with you in the depths of your sorrow, I wept beside you. When you walk through the shadow, I drew you near. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, always the same. I am the Lord. I am the Lord, and there is nothing to fear, nothing to fear, there is nothing to fear, nothing to fear, for I am
Molly had made plans for us to meet up with one of her friends who was in the Fulbright program in Taiwan for dinner. Joyce introduced us to one of the most famous night markets in Taipei. The food was so good.
So here are some typical Taiwan essentials for like the night market. Over there, I don't know if you can see it. It's a small sausage inside of a big sausage. So it's a sausage that's inside of a rice roll that looks like a sausage, which is really, really good. If you look right over there, I don't really know what it's called. It's like peanuts inside of a rice flour tortilla, basically, with ice cream and cilantro. You can ask them not to add the cilantro. It's really, really weird. I don't like it. And here's some papaya milk. Papaya milk is awesome. It's just papaya and milk, like a milkshake, but it's delicious.
We also somehow ended up running into another friend from our Fulbright South Korea program, Lila, which was hilarious. And we met even more friends from the Fulbright Taiwan cohort as well. On the way back to my Airbnb, I talked about my plans to travel to my great uncle's mountain with both Molly and Lila.
I want to have a Holes moment, like when Stanley climbs the mountain, God stuff, with Hector Zeroni on his back, and like the whole circular thing with his great-great-grandfather, and like they find the chest with Stanley Yelnats on it.
Yeah.
I want you to like, well, especially with that guy, right, that helped you.
Can you hold this one?
Yeah.
And I'll sing if only.
Especially because that guy in the museum's name is William. Like if that works out, like he's your Hector Zeroni.
Stop, he's totally my Hector Zeroni.
Although I was nervous that I wasn't going to be able to find the right mountain, I was still hopeful that it was all going to work out no matter what. I had come all this way for this moment. Before Molly and I went our separate ways, though, she offered me to come with her and Joyce to a mountain that was closer to Taipei the next day to look out over the entire city. I was torn because I still was uncertain about which mountain was the correct mountain. I still hadn't heard back from William, which meant that it was time to decide for myself which mountain I was going to be traveling to the next day. I decided to reach out to my dad, who had been doing his own research into which mountain was the actual mountain. After looking at different mountain chains that matched the description in the report, we found one mountain that stood apart from the rest in the area near Sokai. It was a mountain chain that was located in northeast Taiwan in an area known as Jingguashi. I had found my mountain. Before going to bed, though, I reached out to my dad again to ask him whether I should travel to that mountain or just go to the mountain with Molly and Joyce that was closer to the city. He told me that I should go with my friends because it was the safer option of the two, which I greatly appreciated. But this journey is not about safety. This is a journey of courage and bravery. This is my last chance to go and see the chain of mountains. Guys, I have no idea what's in store for me, and I have no idea what's going to happen, but I cannot wait to take you guys along.